What can you learn from the greatest Manchester United manager of all time? What can you learn from the greatest British manager of all time? So this was a question I asked myself, and this book had come out when I just come out of high school, and it took me some time before I read it. And when I read it, is where now I kind of got the on the inner track of one of the greatest managers in football. Now, for me, there are many takeaways from this book, but for this session, I've picked the top five from this book. And the first one is that the way Alex thinks about teamwork. So, in the book, he acknowledges that he could not have done this alone, and he needed the players to work as a team. He needed the coaches to work with him as a manager. He needed the scout to work with him. He needed the press to be interacting with him. He needed the managerial side. So this is for the CEO and the executive to work with him, and also his relationship with his friends when he was young, and also with the other managers that he played against during his career. So that's the first thing about this, that he notices he acknowledges the team that had made him very successful. The second one is about human nature. And now for him it started when he was operating a pub back in Scotland, and at that time is when he started noticing these things about people, like there are these patterns about them, and now that helped him so much in terms of how he'll manage his players and how he'll manage the other people that interacted with in his work. So that is the second thing about Sally Ferguson. Like it gives you that deep psychology that you can you can understand the situation, that the emotions that were going through his mind as he was making these decisions. The other thing is that the book is littered with the comical Alex. So he has this funny way of putting event and also of saying things that make the book so interesting. Like if you listen to his press conferences and if you read the book now, they are so similar. Like it's as if it's as if it is Alec now. He maintains that fun of fun way of looking at things, and also the way he gets to go at other people, calling them names and also them calling him names. So yeah, that comical thing about him that is there throughout the book. The first thing he talks about is the isolation he felt as the manager. And now, if you are a leader, you have also encountered this. And this is the idea that when people see you working, they think you are busy with important business, and it end up being a very isolating experience. You feel as if you are alone. And now, for Alex Ferguson, the way he handled it with class in that when he noticed that people are not coming to him because they they thought that he was busy. What he did is that he went to them, and now he went and entered their space, and now by doing that now he kept those interactions alive and did away with his loneliness. And now I think that is very important. Even now in terms of recent issues that people talk about the loneliness pandemic. So if you notice as a leader that people are not interacting with you that much, as if they kind of keeping away from you so that they don't interrupt you, you go into their space and interact with them. The fifth and final thing is that it's about Fergie time. And now, for us now as the supporters of Man United, it felt as if he was doing it for our team. So when he did like this now, it felt as if he was hugging the team that the time is almost up, hurry up, hurry up. But the way he explains it is that he was doing that not for his team, but for the other team. Because now, when the other team saw him doing that, they will kind of get into this kind of pressure, knowing that Man United will come for them, no matter what lead they have. And now that is something like something like a kind of darker to him. And now it also shows up in other ways that the way you used to do conferences, like people will start picking apart the conference, trying to find out if there is any hidden meaning in it. And now that is the the final thing. So for me, there are three takeaways from this book. The first one is he acknowledges the team that was behind him in terms of managing, in terms of his upbringing, and also in terms of writing the book. The second one is his understanding of human nature and the way he understands psychology and now how to move people, how to influence them, and what to do when they are not doing their part. The third one is the comical Alex. So he brings out his funny side and wrote the book. He has this funny kind of way that was very consistent with his image as a manager who is having fun. It's not that serious. Now, the first thing is that he talks about the isolation as a leader. The fact that when you're a leader, people think that you are busy with some important business and now they don't want to interrupt you. And the way that shows up is that you end up feeling isolated. And the fourth thing is about the Fergie time. So this is when now he used to tap his watch so that he could book the other team. So that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next session. So bye bye. PDM.